I'm sitting here with Jedi Nemesis. He just performed here at UNC Wilmington, and we are currently talking about the state of lyrics in hip-hop. What are your feelings on that, Jedi?
I think lyrics in hip-hop, especially the core essence of hip-hop, is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to have a wide variety of words to pick from, like a large vocabulary.
Right.
You know, I think it keeps people interested. You know, especially if you're not reusing the same monotonous words of everyday language, everyday English language, rather. You know, and it's a lot of words in the English language.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have a dictionary at my house. I'm serious. It's about this thick.
And for listeners, he's holding a pretty thick dictionary.
It's about this thick. Like, I'm serious.
Right.
You know, and I got it from my grandmother, and I'll never throw it away.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's like your personal Bible.
Yeah, it's really, really big. Like, it has to weigh about 7 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you really into reading then?
Yeah, I'm really into reading. Actually, the current book that I'm reading is this book right here. This is the current book.
1111, The Time Prompt Phenomenon, the meaning behind mysterious signs, sequences, and
synchronicities.
Thank you.
Yeah, because for like 2 years, like every time I look at a digital clock, well, the reason behind me reading this book,
Right.
for like the past 2 years, every time I look at a digital clock or license plate, address, you know,
Right.
I'll wake up or I'll open my phone, like, you know how you unlock your phone?
Yeah.
It'll be like 10:11 or 11:11 or 1:11.
Right.
I'm so serious. Like, it's so strange because last night before I went to sleep, I was like, watch. When I wake up, it's going to be 10:11.
Right.
I didn't wake up at 10:11. I woke up at 9:11. Went back to sleep. I was like, all right, I'm going to get up at like 9:30.
Right.
I got up at 9:30. Hillary was going to come and pick us up at 10:15. So I was like, okay, mulling around, you know, I went, brushed my teeth and did everything. Then I mysteriously, just so happily, look at the clock, 10:11.
Weird. What's the phenomenon that it explains in the book?
Well, this book is not too forthcoming with
The
explanations. It's just basically giving you an overview of numerology, prompts in a whole, you know. But things that this book touches on is things that I've read on the internet and other books, which is the time prompt is basically, some think it's your angels or like it's like a wake up call.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, you're supposed to do something, or hey, you need to think about something, or we need to talk to you, or, you know, things like that. It's very weird.
It's interesting. So these idealisms that you're talking about, do they reflect in your lyrics, or do you try to put them into your songs?
Definitely.
What do you think, like, your songs are about?
My songs are basically about, there's a lot of braggadocio in my rhymes. Braggadocio means, like, you know, very, like, bragging.
Right.
But not necessarily bragging about cars, women, and clothes.
Right.
I'm basically using a lot of words to tell you how dope I am.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I do have a few introspective songs. You know, basically when I do and when I do braggadocio rap, I try to put knowledge in it. You know, like there's a line where I say I mold rhymes out with the mind of Plato. I mold rhymes out of Play-Doh. You know what I'm saying? Like Play-Doh. But I have a mind of
exactly.
Play-Doh, you know what I mean?
So you connect the two.
Yeah, so I try to make it as, you know, studious as possible.
Right.
But I'm still bragging.
Interesting.
About how dope I am.
Tell me about, I'm sorry, I don't know the song title, but it's about your defending hip-hop. What is that called? What song is that?
Stay saying.
What is that one about? What's the story behind it?
It's basically about, you know, there's the Northeast region, or the East Coast region, which considers of like New Jersey, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, Connecticut, New Hampshire, things of that nature. Then there's the South region, which is like Tennessee, Texas, Atlanta, Alabama, South
North Carolina.
You know, North and Florida.
Right.
Know. Then there's Midwest, Chicago,
Right.
St. Louis, and then there's West Coast,
Mm-hmm.
the whole entire West Coast. But the song is basically defending the fact that we all hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, you hip hop.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? She hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at like commercials on TV, the jingles that they use
Yeah.
are some way or form of hip hop. You know what I mean?
Right.
And basically what I'm saying is, let's just all be hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like I say a line in it where I say that in that specific song I say, for those who don't want to acknowledge
Uh-huh.
the reason why they started this.
Yeah.
Not for pointing fingers at the region who's the garbages. It's
Uh-huh.
just more garbage in hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that those two lines basically exemplify the entire song.
Interesting. What do you think of the state of hip hop now? I mean, gangster rap has kind of subsided, and now you see these more independent hip hop artists coming about. Kid Cudi samples MGMT.
Mm-hmm.
Wale does a song with Lady Gaga. B.O.B. covers Vampire Weekend songs. Where do you think hip hop is going now?
Not just hip hop. I'm gonna answer this question on a worldly point of view.
All right.
I think the collective consciousness of the United States and the world as a whole
Mm-hmm.
is shifting from, like problems and hardships and gangsterness and trying to be gangster.
Yeah.
Because the majority of rappers that are gangster aren't really gangsters.
Yeah, it's a portrayal.
It's a very shrewd portrayal, if you would,
Mm-hmm.
of a gangster lifestyle, which they aren't living. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the world as a whole is becoming more acceptable of, cross genres
Right.
and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So it's not just hip hop, but hip hop as in itself is heading toward a more just like the collective consciousness of the world. Hip hop is heading towards a more worldly,
Right.
instead of a more you don't understand me.
Yeah,
type
it's
of
trying to embrace everything, and
Yeah.
bridging the gaps in genres and stuff like that. There was a lyric that you had in one of your songs I want to talk about. You talk about living vicariously through yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is kind of an oxymoron. You live vicariously through other people, so how does someone live vicariously through themselves?
Just be you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just be yourself. Because a lot of people, they, for lack of a better term, they try to be everything that they see.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want to emulate Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
They want to be Taylor Swift or,
Right.
They want to be Rick Ross.
Yeah.
But in actuality, if Rick Ross say, I got 100 bricks and I'm selling a lot of heroin,
Yeah.
then the guy listening, he goes and he tries to live his life that way.
Yeah.
He wants to go buy 100 keys of cocaine and really sell heroin. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of like that's kind of like telling people, hey, yo, just live your life,
Right.
and live through yourself. Whatever you want to
Nice.
do, you do it. You know
So
what I
the
mean?
things that you're interested in, put yourself into them, but make them about you, not
Exactly.
about Rick Ross or
Yeah.
Lady Gaga's out there.
Exactly.
That's great. So what's going on in the world of Jedi Nemesis right now? What do you got coming up?
Well, in a few weeks, I'm gonna drop my next mixtape.
Nice.
Love for Peace, Volume 2, How You Learn It. Still touring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to break into what Jedi Nemesis really wants to do. I really want to just, cause my city, Miami,
Mm-hmm.
it's really like hardcore.
Right.
It's not. I'm not even gonna say it's hardcore. It's not necessarily hardcore. The people aren't just willing to change their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard to get them to listen to something lyrically depthful,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to something that's telling them to go to the club and drink some Hennessy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
Trying to
mean?
be something different.
Yeah.
Like the Talib Kweli's or Mos Def who have messages
Yeah.
behind their songs.
Exactly.
That's true hip hop, I feel.
Yeah, that's
and I think
basically
that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
I'm trying to do. That's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Besides the literature that inspires you, what type of music inspires you?
It's weird because I really don't listen to hip hop.
Oh, really?
Like, there's one hip hop artist that I'm listening to right now. His name is Homeboy Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's like, you know, I listen to him because, you know, first of all, he's a college graduate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's rare,
Right.
in hip hop
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have like a college graduate
Mm-hmm.
rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the music that inspires me is like, it's weird. It's like Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam, really?
Yeah, like Pearl Jam, like the music. Every time I listen to like Creed,
Mm-hmm.
like Pearl Jam, or like Led Zeppelin, the music actually makes my hair stand up. You know what I mean? Like the riffs from like Nicki Sixx and Motley Crue. You know what I mean?
Really?
It really does something to me.
Interesting.
You know? I have a guitar, but I don't play it.
Oh, no?
Nah, I don't play it.
Maybe the next mixtape.
Yeah, it's like my fingertips just can't take it, man. Just can't take it.
Oh, well, you got anything else you want to talk about?
I had a great time.
Yeah?
Coming to North Carolina.
We appreciate you coming out.
I really had a great time. I didn't think it was gonna get that hot, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, welcome back to the South.
Yeah.
I know you're just in Boston. How was that?
It wasn't that cold,
Mhm.
but you know, that's the weather that I'm kind of used to.
And how were the
You know what
shows?
I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
I love traveling. You know, I love being able to talk with people like yourself and
Great.
people like Hillary. You know, see what's on y'all minds. You know what I mean?
Well, we really appreciate it. Jedi, thank you for stopping by.
Thanks, man. I
We hope you
appreciate it.
guys enjoyed listening. This is Port City Music Blog. Thanks. All right, I'm sitting here with Jedi Nemesis. He just performed here at UNC Wilmington, and we are currently talking about the state of lyrics in hip-hop. What are your feelings on that, Jedi?